Welcome back, Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classics slash Non-Classics. This is episode number 267, Doubleshot number 199, okay? First up, it's not a Marvel DC book, it's just a book completely original published by IDW, but I really wanted to talk about this one on here. Star Trek, Planet of the Apes, the Primal Directive, collecting the 5 issues of this limited series, done by the Tippin brothers, Scott and David Tippin. This is really good. Now, from the point of view of the original series, I think it takes place like after season 3, but before Chekhov left, because Chekhov was here, and of course Kyle's got a mustache. He was a transport chief in the show, and he was clean shaven the whole series, and here he just has a mustache for some reason. From the Planet Apes perspective, it's before Planet of the Apes, and of course the main villain of the storyline. Well, for this one, it's a guy. It's Kang. Not Kang. General Core and some other guy. Let's see. General Marius. Yeah, he's the main ape antagonist of this thing. And he was also, I think he was one of the main antagonists for the Beneath Planet Apes film, which he was killed. And here's the thing. One thing I love the Tippin brothers do for this, they minimalize the original series of characters' effect on the Planet Apes timeline, because it would be kind of dumb for them to alter what happened in the Planet Apes series, because people love the original Planet Apes films. So I'm kind of glad that their effect was very minimal at best. And the only effect they had was that the apes got upgraded guns, and that the gorillas got updated guns, and that like anybody can point out the obvious plot hole from Escape Planet Apes, like how the heck did they travel back in time to back to the 70s? These 3 chimpanzees. Simple. This book actually explains that plot hole. Yeah, do you know how they did it? Well, first they stole a original series tricorder off an unconscious officer, and apparently nobody from the Enterprise actually knows there was a tricorder missing, and apparently that's how they found out about the slingshot maneuver, which is a maneuver they've done a few times in the show. Which I'm kind of glad they explained that little plot hole. Yeah, I'm kind of glad they explained it. But it's nice. I mean, this crossover made perfect sense because the first film came out back in the late 60s, and the original series show was in the 60s, so this crossover made perfect sense. Let me show off some artwork in here, and the artwork in here is done by Rachel Scott. That's Stoked, I think that's how you pronounce the person's name. Yeah, it's pretty good artwork for this. Okay. So I highly recommend this, basically people who are Star Trek fans, and definitely people who are Planet Apes fans. And if you're curious about this thing, try it out. And of course, it's done by the same writers who did Star Trek Next Generation, Doctor Who, Assimilation 2. Same writers. But this one they do a better job with, and it's not 8 issues. This one's only 5 issues. And I count this one as still really good, so I give this book a 9 out of 10. Why do you put that there? Alright. Next up is the final trade for Forever Evil. Forever Evil Arkham War. The entire miniseries for Forever Arkham War, all 6 issues, are written by Pierre Tomasi. He writes everything in here. What's in here? You have the Bane one-shot from Villain's Money, Arkham War 1 through 6, and for Aftermath, Batman versus Bane. Now, here's something interesting to know about this. The Bane one-shot is drawn by one of Bane's creators, Graham North. Yeah, this is his artwork. This is the guy who one of the creators of Bane, along with, I think, Doug Moak and Chuck Dixon. Yeah, one of the creators of Bane drew this very one-shot, and I praise Pierre Tomasi for getting this guy. And here's some of the artwork they used. Also, I should point this out. But this very one-shot introduced this character, interim warden Agatha Zarbados, I think it's how you pronounce her name. Yeah, a character who became a recurring character in the Batman Eternal series. This very one-shot introduced her. And also this one-shot also brought back a character from the first arc of Dark Knight. The White Rabbit. A character who has been seen... This is one of 2 times she's been seen since. It's like no one has any idea what to do with this character. Okay? Yeah, it's really good. Plus you have appearance by the Reaper, who only made like a one-shot appearance in Batman and Robin, but it was nice to see him. Yeah. Yeah, here we go. Here's the artwork. Oh, it's done by Scott Eden. He does the artwork for the whole series, and I do praise him for this great artwork for this. And I believe he also does the I think he does the Aftermath one shot as well. Yeah, I believe he does that too. Yeah, it's the same artist. So with the exception of the Bane one shot, it's some of the same person, Scott Eden. So, and I should also point out that some people who did not know this at the time, even though this miniseries is like 3 years old, when the shot Forever Evil Aftermath Batman vs. Bane came out, Forever Evil #7 did not come out yet. Here's the reason why. The month it was supposed to come out, the book was delayed twice. It didn't come out until like about 2 months after issue 6. So, one thing I'm kind of glad that Forever Aftermath did not do, it did not spoil the ending of Forever Evil. It takes place after Forever Evil, which is quite obvious. But, yeah. And I'm kind of glad they actually put it in the Bane one-shot, but the only criticism I have of this is that they could have put in some of the other Batman one-shots, but yet they only put in Bane's. Because that was the only one because they probably, that was the only one that led to his actual storyline. You could have, I don't know, throw in Scarecrow, Penguin, Man-Bat, because those characters were actually in this storyline. And yet, the only one you throw in there is Bane. That's one of the criticisms of this, that they only throw in just one-shot, even though there was a few they could have thrown in here. Characters who were an integral part of the storyline, people like Scarecrow, Penguin, Man-Bat. You could have thrown those one-shots in there, but nope. Just throwing Bane. That's the only criticism I have for this. It's a great storyline. From Bane's perspective, this is like, from the Bane one-shot, it takes place after Forever Evil #1. So you have this going out at the same time as Forever Evil, with the exception of the one-shot. But this is an awesome miniseries, especially when I originally read it. This is just awesomeness at its finest. And of the 3 miniseries, I had this tied for #1 for a while, up until I reread Argus. I had this tied with Rogue's Rebellion. So with reviewing this, I reviewed everything related to Forever Evil, and it's a good event, and this is good too. I give this one 9.5 out of 10 because Peter J. Tomasi does a great job writing every single Batman villain in here. And some people are thinking though, why can't you have Scott Snyder do it? Because he's too busy writing Batman and American Vampire. So they probably thought, Peter J. Tomasi, let's have him write pretty much almost every single Bat book coming out right now. So even though he's writing Superman right now, but this is still good. All his Bat books are really good. And I wasn't all that surprised that he was tapped to write this miniseries, because he was doing a great job with Batman and Robin. That's probably the reason why they chose him over maybe like James Gunn IV or maybe John Layman. But this is still good. 9.5 out of 10. Highly recommend people who are Batman fans. Okay. So that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for episode 268 and my 200th double shot. Okay. So until then, I'll see you there. Bye.